The VBINE project fits into part of our sustainability precinct, which is an area on campus where we are trying to show that we can eventually try to show if we can have a net zero energy consumption. That is, we can produce the energy we need on campus at that place. It's a big goal, but we have a home where we've started doing that called the A-Fresh home. The A-Fresh home has photovoltaics in it already. It has a geothermal heating system. It has a fuel cell that takes natural gas and produces hydrogen and then electricity from that. So the VBINE is just another part that fits into that sustainable energy production. And so we've added it to the home as part of the project here.
We've installed the ground mount into the ground. The crossbeam section is adhered to cement lock blocks that are buried in the ground. And then we're going to take the hydraulic tower. So specifically for this turbine and for this project, we've custom engineered a ground mount and a hydraulic tower system for safety and ease of maintenance. What's going to happen is we're going to hook up that hydraulic tower to this power pack, and we're going to make it so that the angle's at about 45 degrees. We're going to attach the base to the ground mount, move the big truck out of the way, and then from there we're going to test the tower and make sure that all the hydraulics are working properly. And then at a later date we're going to be installing the turbine on top of that tower.
In urban settings where you have large buildings, tall structures, and wind does not really get that much of a speed, you have to have a technology that allows you to harness whatever you possibly can from the environment. And VBINE does that. As of yesterday, we were able to kind of get the pole up. The turbine is going to be then next. The turbine will be installed on top of the pole. There is an enclosure that we need to put very close to the turbine that would house the inverters and all the control circuitries that the turbine requires. And then the feed from that turbine is going to be directed into A-Fresh home, and we will then have to develop all kinds of technologies that would allow us to integrate this VBINE or wind turbine with the existing technologies and solutions within A-Fresh.
One of the reasons why we're interested in the VBINE wind turbine is partly because we want to see how this could possibly be an application for remote off-grid communities. It's a relatively low-cost, easy-to-implement solution, and it could displace quite a lot of diesel for these communities that rely on diesel generation backup.
The VBINE has a capacity which is higher than the photovoltaics and the fuel cell can produce. Combined, the photovoltaics and the fuel cell can produce probably a little over 2 kilowatts, and the VBINE has the potential to produce about 5 kilowatts of energy. So if the wind is there and there's sufficient wind to do it, that we can produce quite a bit of energy for use in the house, and any that isn't used in the house can be put back into the hydro grid and used by some other building nearby.
It's the first wind turbine that we have at BCIT. We've got right now 4 solar installations. We've got a 5th one that is about to be installed very shortly. But it's our first foray into wind. And to be sure, this isn't a particularly windy spot. The Burnaby campus isn't a terribly windy location. But the particular wind turbine that we've got works in very low wind speed situations. So part of the research that we're doing isn't on how much power we can generate, but to get over those issues of integration and making use of the wind when it is available and storing that energy. So we'll be looking at storing it in things like electric vehicles and also some battery storage as well.
The plan with the VBINE is that we will use it with students for teaching as well as doing the research part. So it's an opportunity for the students as they learn about wind generation and alternative energy sources to go to a fresh home and see some of these alternative energy sources actually working, and to get a better feel for what's involved in their end of having to work with it.